Hello everyone, Adrian here. So, today I'm going to be filming another absinthe review, and again, I still have a lot more to go, but again, that's why I'm doing this. Before we jump into today's video, I did want to let you guys know that I just dropped some new merch, and there are two different pieces that you can choose from that I'm sure will suit everyone. One of the pieces of merch that I dropped yesterday was this one, which says Absinthe, and then this one that says Absintheuse. So they are a little more gender specific than my bra off hair down absinthe poured one that I made, but everyone seemed to really like that one and thought it was cute. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna make some more designs that are a little more gender inclusive. So absinthe is the masculine or gender neutral term for absinthe experts and absinthe lovers, and then absintheuse is the feminine variation. So if you guys are interested in these t-shirts, go ahead and go into the description below and you can find them there. Speaking of these t-shirts, I was showing the design to my friend Rory yesterday, and he said he really liked the design. He really liked the font, and you guys are gonna love it too, trust me. And Rory is also the gentleman I have spoken of before who was kind enough to send me several samples of absinthe from his collection to review on my channel. So again, Rory, that is so appreciated. I really, really could not be more thankful. Thank you. So the absinthe that we are going to be reviewing today is Verte, and this is from Czechoslovakia. And the reason apparently why they call it Verte is because they basically use the herbs and flowers that they use to give the absinthe its coloring before it's sexually mature. I'm not a plant expert, so I can't really say what stage or when that is in a plant's development, but apparently that's why they called it Verte. So I am super excited to try this one. I did see from descriptions online that this is more on the sweet side, so once again, I will play it safe, and I will not have any sugar with it. I don't want to overload my senses. No thanks. And for the record, this one is 65%. So guys, I'm going to reposition the camera so that you guys can watch the process of the louche. I'm sure it's going to be pretty. I'm excited to see it. Alright, here we go. Alright guys, I have repositioned the camera so that you can see the process of the louche close up with Virgin Verte. So, ooh, that smells a little less on the anise flavor profile than, say, the one that I reviewed a couple days ago, but hey, it's nice. It smells really nice. Seems like it has a nice balance to it. And you guys noticed in my most recent absinthe review of Hieronymus Bosch, Temptation Verte, that it was super, super, like, vibrant peridot green. This one I'm noticing is a little more of a golden color. It definitely still has some hints of green in it, but it definitely isn't as vibrant and deep of a green as, say, Hieronymus Bosch that I reviewed the other day. And I'll be honest, it's actually not that different from the coloring of the Pernod Face 1900 absinthe that I reviewed, which is from the pre-ban era. It's just that this one's really dark because it's old, but this one is definitely like more of a golden green than like a deep green like the one that I reviewed last time. So again, I can attribute the really deep golden color of this one to how old it is. So this one, obviously, it's a modern absinthe, so it shouldn't really be that deep of a gold, but it's not inconceivable. And I have a feeling it's still going to produce a very pleasant, really aesthetically pleasing green color when it goes through the process of the louche. Again, this one smells very complex, and I can definitely smell a bit of bite to it, but Based on what I learned from my last absinthe tasting, I think this one might definitely be on the sweet side and definitely have another bite of wormwood at the end of it. So let's go ahead and do it. Yeah, it's definitely a little more golden than the previous one that we had, but it still has a really nice tinge of green in there, so I'm pretty happy with the color. And this is typically more what I see as far as absinthe coloring is concerned. It's a little more of a golden green. This one's a little more on the side of gold than green, but hey, that's fine. It happens. Whatever happens in the process of creating absinthe, it happens. Oh yeah, definitely. As soon as the water hit it, I could definitely smell it kind of sweetening up. Definitely. Oh goodness. And again, guys, whenever you are going through the process of doing the louche with absinthe, make sure the water is as cold as humanly possible. Honestly, the way that I have the fountain filled up here, it is mostly ice and a little bit of water so that the water is as infused with the coldness of the ice as possible so that we deliver the best possible experience with the absinthe. Just going to give it a little more time. Okay, guys, I'm going to call that good. So here is the finished product. It's looking a little more green on camera than it does in real life. It's more of like a golden, milky green going on here. It's not the prettiest absinthe I've ever seen, but what can you do? So I'm going to put the camera back in place and we're going to taste it. Okay guys, here's the finished product of Virgin Verte. So again, it's not the prettiest shade of green for a louched absinthe that I have ever seen. But again, sometimes appearance is not the most important thing, and I'm slightly more comforted by the fact that they've put a really heavy emphasis on it being naturally colored. So It's probably that deep of a gold color because of the, I guess, the time frame of the age of the herbs that they used to make it. I don't know. But it definitely smells sweet, and I think I detect a little peppermint in there. So yeah, it's definitely sweet. Okay guys, so santé, and please drink responsibly. Whew. Definitely starts out sweet, and then it really kicks you in the ass with a lot of wormwood as kind of a secondary bite. Whew, man, that really got me. And I'm getting almost a kind of a creamy finish on the tongue even after I swallow, so yeah. I have to say, I'm not a fan. This one is not as fantastic as I was hoping it would be. Um, yeah. Rory wasn't kidding when he said that this was the lesser of the two that were left of what he sent me. So it's between this one and Joual Verte that I have yet to taste. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just, yeah, it definitely is sweet, but as soon as it attacks you with the sweetness, it just goes straight into Bitterland. I don't know. I don't know. It's so weirdly sweet, man. Yeah, if I would have had a sugar cube on this, it would have been way too sweet. I think what the issue is with this one is that it attacks you with the bite of the wormwood a little bit too soon, and it doesn't give you enough time to really enjoy the sweetness that you initially get. It's just too sweet. It's too sweet, and then the aftermath is just too bitter. I will give them that, yes, the coloring is definitely natural, but I'm not a fan. This is too sweet. Yeah, it turns bitter and botanical too fast. Because the last couple that I have had recently have been really nice and have that lingering sweetness, and then the bite is at the very end of tasting it right as you're swallowing it. But this one really just attacks you. It's kind of overwhelming on the senses. Yeah, I would definitely not recommend this. I'm not digging it. Not at all. Maybe it's due to the stage at which they use the herbs to color the absinthe that is making the flavor a little bit too intense. Like, it's not ripe enough. That's what it is. It feels like it's not ripe enough. Almost like the plants that they used were not at their full maturity or at their full blossom before going into this maceration process. Yeah, I would definitely not recommend this. It's not my favorite. Honestly, you don't have to go by what I say. If you are able to get a small sample of this somehow and try it, you totally can. I'm not going to stop you. I'm just giving you my opinion on this one. It's just, I don't really like it that much. I'm sorry. Yeah, no. I'm not going to recommend this at all. Okay, so Virgin Verte, I would definitely not recommend it. It just attacks you with way too much sweetness, and then it feels like the flowers have not had a chance to blossom into their full potential for sweetness and complexity of flavor, so it's just really bitter at the end. However, if you guys are still interested in getting Virgin Verte, I will leave a link down in the description below so that you can check out the history, the background, and possibly get a sample size of it if there are any out there available. I personally would just not recommend it. Sorry. So sorry. It's not the absolute worst that I've ever had. I would say the absolute worst I've ever had was probably Vieux Calais. Another really bad one that I've had was a Mephisto, which was awful. So it's not horrific, but I just don't like it. You know what I mean? It's just not, it's not my favorite. I didn't enjoy it as much as ones that I've had in my top 5 list and the ones that I've had recently with La Clandestine and Hieronymus Bosch Temptation Verte. Put away the shovels, folks, because I'm not digging it. So there will be some more absinthe reviews to come. I still have one more to review from the little collection and sample set that my friend Rory sent me to review, and that one is Jules Verte. He said that one was the better of the two, and I don't blame him for saying that. Not at all. And then I also got a couple of new absinthes in the mail that I will be reviewing as well. Actually, technically 3. And then I have a sample size of Strong 68, and then I have the Duple Verte and Duple Blanche to review as well. So I still have several absinthe reviews to go, and I hope that you guys stay tuned for all that. Once again, if you are interested in buying the new merch that I have dropped on my Teespring shop, the links for those shirts will be in the description below for you to check out. Once again, guys, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure you hit that little bell for notifications so that you can get notified every time I post a video. And you can also follow me on social media. You guys are amazing, you're wonderful, I love you, and I will see you later.